Everything's beautifully blocked out. We'll talk about it in the analysis. It's like a stage. I know exactly where everybody is. Let's go. Oh, what a shot. It's so kinetic. It's so full of energy. It's so full of life. For the Horde! In my World of Warcraft cinematic journey, nothing has been more exciting than each expansion's main cinematic. And finally today, it's my pleasure to cover World of Warcraft, the battle for Azeroth. The time has come. If you're enjoying our time together, please consider checking out some of the other videos that we've covered on this channel, including our full Warcraft cinematic journey. Lore Masters, join me in battle once again. The time has come for the Battle of Azeroth. I'm so excited, guys. Old Soldier was one of the best cinematics I've seen in Warcraft, for certain.
Ours is a cycle of hatred.
Sylvanas.
Alliances forged and broken.
That's so poignant.
We have paid the price for sharing this world.
Yeah, at the Broken Shore.
We have forgotten what makes us strong.
Whoa, the muted sound right there?
Wow, Phil, your stream is so cool. I'm so glad chat is repeating themselves.
Close ranks! Advance has won! Lordaeron will be ours! My king, we have her cornered.
Really awesome. It feels like it continues right from Old Soldier.
Firing!
Look at the powerful bow. That's such a great effect, man. What a visual effect. This is it, man. That was the calm before the storm. Look at the formation. Incredibly done. Incredibly done. Look at the different units. This is so good. There's Saurfang. He got his armor back. He got his armor back. No. What? No. No. Impossible. What? Sylvanas is going in. What? She just one-shot a siege tower. Let's go. Oh, what a shot. It's so kinetic. It's so full of energy. It's so full of life. What? For the Horde! Let's go! Oh my god! I am speechless. The music. Unbelievable. Who is this character in the armor? Is that Anduin? Anduin. What? No! That's Yen! The choreography is on point. His rage at losing his father is coming out in this moment. He cleared the battlefield with a single strike. Don't go too far though. Oh man, his men. I love the isolation here, the breath. There's a respite in the music for us to feel his isolating. Having to rule alone. What's he doing? What is this new power? The music is building. What is his power? Incredible bolstering of the music.
As one! For the Alliance!
Yes! It's hard to pick a side here, guys. She loves it. You see the recognition, the approval of her opponent. A true warrior. Wow, man. That last freeze frame? Unbelievable. That was unbelievable. What? Oh my god, the power and everything. We might just have to watch it all again and then break it down. And we're used to breaking it down and, you know, going right in. We might have to watch the whole damn thing again. That was so amazing. It feels like a true war movie. I'm on both sides. The perspective is switching back and forth. Unbelievable. My mind is blown, man. I feel so in it, man. I feel like I'm on the battlefield. All the characters, it's so Iliadic. I'm so glad they went to the ultimate story of war, the Iliad, as inspiration for this. Clearly, you have your champions on the battlefield, your legendary warriors, you know, almost separate from everybody. Everybody gives them space because there's reverence there to fight each other. It's glorious. I think we're gonna watch it again. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, if you're enjoying our time together, please subscribe, join the community, hop in our Discord. We got a World of Warcraft teaming community going on. We have all sorts of fun stuff. Check out the memberships as well, guys. If you want to suggest future videos for me to react to, you can do that in the Dragoons memberships. Holy mama, let's watch this again. I just want to see it again. Right from the beginning. Let's go. Come on. Oh my god, unbelievable work from Blizzard. Shout out to the art team. I would love to have some of these, the director on the stream sometime. I'm just gonna say it. Incredible work. We could talk about a lot.
It's a cycle of hatred. Alliances forged and broken.
I feel like a soldier here, walking
We
up.
have paid the price for sharing this world,
Unbelievable.
and we have forgotten what makes us strong.
Sylvanas. Welcome everybody. This is my biggest stream ever, and what better time for this epic cinematic. See, that is Anduin's sword, and that's Gen, right?
We have her cornered.
I love his helmet, dude. It's terrifying, and I love how he seems inhuman now, and then the helmet comes off later. Yeah, beautifully blocked. Everything's beautifully blocked out. We'll talk about it in the analysis. It's like a stage. I know exactly where everybody is, and we've set the characters on the stage like figures on a chessboard. And you see all the different people fighting in units. You see people injured. We got Sorfang on the ground. It's so clearly set up. I was really upset. I thought he was going down right here. I don't know if he's alive after. I actually want to see that again. Let's go back for 1 second. No! Sorfang! No! Yeah, I was spooked when that happened. What? So this is really great. We see the siege towers, how powerful they are, and then this makes this so much more epic. She fights for her people. Look at it. Just decimating the battlefield like a legendary warrior. This is the shot that is unbelievable. We're gonna look at this like frame by frame. Chills. That roar right there is what I did. It rallies me. The fact that you hear her scream and the music cuts is so genius right there. Look at all the different classes. Dude, that's the dwarf who's in the first World of Warcraft trailer. Anduin! I love it. And that was Sorfang, wasn't it? Who hit him?
Anduin!
Legendary heroes dueling. I love it. What a release, man. Unbelievable power. The editing, the sound effects, the timing of it all. And you see him sort of start to slip into like a frenzy right there. Unbelievable. Yeah. This scene literally had my jaw drop. Like, the music becomes so heroic here. Listen to it. Isn't that beautiful? It's like he almost is surprised. He's almost surprised to see that he has this power. And it's like a gift that's come back to him. And look at that image. Beautiful.
Stand as one for the Alliance!
Glorious, man. It's like he almost doesn't believe that he could wield such power. And I love that Sylvanas acknowledges his greatness in that moment. It's like, yeah. And there it is. Unbelievable. Yeah. And just right to the logo. So yeah. So much to talk about. I noticed even more that time. Anduin is a healer. So did he heal everybody with that? Because his soldiers rose from the ground. Is that what he was doing? Because you guys said he was he's a priest and then a paladin. So well done, man. So well done. All right, let's break it down now. There's so much to talk about, man. That was awesome.
Alliances forged and broken.
You gotta keep. Okay, so wait. How old is Anduin here? How old is this kid?
We have paid the price for sharing this world.
Yeah, I love that shot.
Forgotten.
It's really interesting choice to open in like FPS searching.
Broken.
Because it's like, you get that. It's this feeling of terror. Imagine if you're on this parapet and you're like, I don't want to look out. I don't know what I'm going to see there. And then you see like the impact. You feel it as you're walking up and everything. He's 18 years old, Anduin. Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Price for
Poor
sharing
kid.
this world.
And then she goes up and it's okay. It's like kind of our view, but it's also her POV.
We have forgotten what makes us strong.
I love right there the muted sound. It's interesting reflection. Like she's gonna go up and she's just like, "What makes us strong?" She's looking out over the battlefield and almost seems like disgusted. It's like we've forgotten who we are. We want to get out there and fight. So I love that. Kind of sets the stage, and then we cut to black. Really cool choice. Now with this again, the perspective switches here, like in such a short amount of time. I want you guys to note how the strength of this cinematic for me was, it's very difficult to manage so many characters in such a short amount of time in a humongous set piece. This is huge. There's so many people on the screen. You have to make it distinguishable to be able to tell who's who, but there's tons of soldiers too, not just the main characters. They did a very, very good job of this. And I think, honestly, the reason this works so well is the storyboarding is strong. And I don't just mean it's pretty images. I mean, they were very careful to block out the characters in a very thoughtful way where it does not become confusing to the audience. This is why we have all these rules in film, like the rule of thirds, the 180 rule, these things that keep it from becoming jarring to the audience in the eyes and getting confusing. I think why it's so well done is, and that's just a great shot too. Yeah, because if you're thinking about Broken Shore and everything, right, there it is.
Vance has won! Lordaeron will be ours! My king, we have...
It's awesome. And what I like about the helmet, so what I love about it is twofold. Two reasons. Number one, he looks like an awesome, strong character, right? He looks like an absolute beast. And it's just cool looking. Number two is, when it comes off, again, for someone like me who, I actually didn't know who it was. I've never seen this armor. When it comes off, you realize he's a child. And it kind of shows the horror of war. And then you start to get the feeling that, like, what would he be feeling under that helmet? Probably tons of pressure. So much pressure we couldn't imagine. Probably sadness about his father. Probably questioning himself. So it's so cool.
Cornered.
That right there, he looks just like an absolute stalwart monster. And then when it comes off, he's like this kid, and he's really struggling. Great shot here. Again, nothing crazy. It's just it's a dolly shot across the battlefield. But what's really good is it's establishing the space. It's establishing where everybody is in relation to each other. We just saw those guys looking up the wall, and now we get Sylvanas looking down. She's leading her troops. He's leading his troops.
Keep firing!
Yeah, and I love that this shot gives you time to breathe. A lot of this trailer is not overly quick cuts. You know, Hollywood does this a lot, more for like budgetary reasons and sort of like non-Hong Kong filmmaking. You get stuff like this where like the actors aren't as skilled in martial arts, which is completely understandable. So they have to use editing techniques to either hide stuntmen or otherwise make it more believable. But this is a CG film. We don't need to do that. So we can hold these amazing long shots that would take either incredible planning, like volume stages, how they shoot The Mandalorian, or in this case, just awesome CG work, right? We got siege towers, we got thousands of soldiers on screen. And I love just how we have established in the other trailers, like the fell green is, you know, the kind of Illidan. What we have here is this magic is this purple. So again, very visually recognizable stuff for each character. This is what I talked about, how it's going to contribute to the characters being easily kind of placed in the space, right? So that's just another indicator. That's Sylvanas. She's got that awesome purple magic. I love it. I want to note something else too. Her troops get messed up from that. And she's just kind of like, ugh, kind of annoyed by it. Like, how strong is this? How strong is this person? Connor, thank you so much for the 5, man. Connor says, notice that in the war within the cinematic, the golden light is absent from the sword. Give extra weight to have no light left. That is very meaningful, Connor. I love it. I love to see that now in relation to War Within. That's so cool, man. Yeah, this is just a great shot. It's a fantastic character portrait here. Really nice framing of Sylvanas. I like how it's a fight scene with thousands of people. You could easily shoot this very, very wide open as far as the focal length is concerned, which is the field of view when you shoot with different lenses and different glass. In this case, they've chose to use a little bit more intimate of a lensing in the previous 2 shots of Sylvanas, which I love, mainly for just the rhythm of the edit, as we call it in editing. You want to give sort of visual variety. Again, not needed all the time. There are some like awesome one-shot films that exist, like the entire film is one shot. Like Birdman comes to mind. It's not fully one shot, but it gives the illusion that it is. Very, very cool effect. You know, so there are exceptions, but in this case, with a scene that can be very visually overwhelming, it's very good to give us some respite for our eyes. In this case, we've used smoke to obscure the background, and a really nice, juicy, shallow depth of field to kind of use a portrait lens on Sylvanas and say, let's focus on this subject right now. Take a moment and let's see what she's feeling. And again, I think this is why this is so important. You could easily do this, like, it could be completely overwhelming for the audience and just kind of muddy if you just had your subjects all over the place, jump to Anduin and everybody's fighting and this guy's fighting, all these wide angle shots. Like, it could be a lot to deal with visually. So these sort of shots are what make it. I always say this when I've worked on my action scenes and my fight scenes, both choreography and shooting them. It's really good you want to get punched in shots for those, number one, reaction shots to kind of get the acting of the situation, but also for visual variety. It's very important. And that comes down to storyboarding. This has solid storyboarding. And again, look what we're doing. We're building up the siege towers. Like I said, we're building up this idea that she's gonna take down. And I love this idea. I talk about it a lot. Motivating camera movement with movement within the space, or the movement of the subject. So in this case, we have this, what do you call it, a catapult. Boom, hits the wall. We follow the debris down and we see the person, this guy looks like a minotaur. Then he's not happy about it. He's not happy about it. And he's dragging off his guy. Like, it's just a really clever way. It feels like I'm on the ground and I'm like, oh no, there's a catapult coming. Oh, and I look down and see my friend struggling and I'm like, oh man, it's so cool. And then he drags him off and we cut over to Sao Fang. establishing the space, man. And the clever part of the shot is we start with the wall, right? So we're kind of reminded that's where Sylvanas is. In fact, you can see her right there, I think. I think it's Sylvanas right there on top. Yeah, that's where Sylvanas is. That's where this guy is. And sure enough, that's where Sorfang is. So it's like, you see, they give us time to adjust. If you were bouncing around back and forth, it could be visually kind of like powerful, as in like, wow, this is intense, but it might be a bit overwhelming. They give us time to adjust. Yeah. And then we have this awesome shot of the archers. Brutal, man. Brutal. He takes 3 arrows. But keep in mind, he's a very big creature. Yeah, and I love this shot too, where we know she's up there. We know she's already starting to be like, wait a second, we're taking a lot of damage here. We're taking heavy casualties, you know? And I love that we get this moment to be like, what does a leader do? What does a leader do on the battlefield in this moment? And here's our answer. But I love that we have, you know, over the shoulder shot. This is super clever. Over the shoulder shot with a siege tower versus Sylvanas right here, which is really clever. You usually see this sort of visual style of shot, this framing of the subject used with conversation, which is really cool. It's confrontational in the sense that this is going to be a fight. We're in a war zone. This is her opponent. This is who she's going to fight. So I love how they pair them off before the fight. Very clever. Yeah. And I love that you see the horde dead right there. And you just see an unnamed soldier, like, marching over. And I hope that wasn't the guy from Old Soldier, the young gentleman who had like a Caribbean accent. I hope he's alive. But yeah, I love this. Like, what does the leader do? It seems like we're about to lose. Well, she is gonna fight. And look at that. I love how, did you see what happens here? Her face like darkens. Now it's a clever trick because she actually looks down. So like the hood would do that. It would darken her face a little bit, but they took it a step further and they kind of darken the image. And how they do this is they have this kind of smokiness, and then the music sounds real intense right there. And she looks angry, man. And look at her eyes. Like your entire eye glows red. It's like these guys are in trouble now. And I love this shot because it shows like how intense that feat is that she jumps there. That's not Zeklan? Okay, that's not Zekhan. AKA Zappy Boy. Okay, that's not Zappy Boy. Yeah, I love this, man. It's just an amazing showcase of a hero shot, of them showcasing their skills. And again, when I say hero shot, necessarily meaning that she's the hero. She's kind of been actually painted as a villain in the past couple scenes with what she's done. But I mean a hero in the sense of like the Trojan War heroes. Like, it's not really about what side you're on. It's about just being the strongest, you know? So she's going to come in and just destroy people. And it's so well done. Yeah, now this is the shot I wanted to look at. She just takes out the entire top of this thing with one shot. She's incredibly strong. And now I want to look at this shot. So she's going to like descend through the hole she just made. Oh no, she's actually, okay. So she's actually, it's very reminiscent of the Legolas riding down the Oliphant in Return of the King. A fan favorite shot in Return of the King. So now look at this. She's jumping down it as it's falling. How cool is that? Riding down it. And then right here, I don't know what happens, but it's so crazy. It literally like left me speechless. Like, it's terrifying. I mean, everything about it. Like somebody said, it's like a banshee. I mean, what I'm going to go frame by frame here. That still only counts as one. You're gonna have to toss me. I mean, that is actually terrifying. Just, wow. Powerful image, man. Powerful image. It's her Banshee form, chat is saying. She is the Banshee Queen. That is so cool. That is so awesome, man. That's what Arthas... So Arthas gave her special powers? Or is that just like her sort of like undead form? And they call it a mine. A mine! Good impression, thank you. I pride myself in my Lord of the Rings impressions. Or at least making Aaliyah laugh with them. Arthas made it. So Arthas like chose? Arthas chooses what the people are gonna be? I did not know that. That's crazy. But yeah, this is terrifying. It is just, I love how the image is completely almost black and white, how they've like stolen the color from it. Except for her eyes. There's a little bit of purple here too, but it is just terrifying. And the sound design, man. The sound design is insane. And she just like, just passes through these people. Now, what I love about this is, we talked about it for like the respite. So let's watch this whole sequence now without breaking it. Huge, humongous sound, humongous sound. Ready? So do you hear that? It's almost like when she screams as a banshee, it kind of cuts through all the other music and it goes away. And then there's just this weird like sort of sound design that goes like, it kind of builds up like a tension builder, as we call it. And then she unleashes this cry of like, you know, rallying the troops. And then after that, the way they put, somebody said in chat, they put the reverb on it. What that does is it brings you back from like, holy mama, I'm on a like an intimate journey with her. She destroys people. The battle cry, you remember, it's like, oh, who she's addressing? She's addressing her army. So it instantly brings you back to the space, back open, like wide open. And it's like, oh yeah, she's yelling on a battlefield. And then of course we cut to our troops, but you get that little moment of just echo where it's like everybody, and again, this is very Iliadic, as I said, it's very Homer. On the battlefield, everybody's just like, unbelievable feat was just done. So no doubt both sides will be like, okay, that was awesome. And then you have Sorfang is about to be like rallied, man. He's like, okay, that's my leader. And he is definitely feeling mixed emotions about his leader, as we know, but yeah, she's addressing us as the players. Yeah. And that's what I love. When they said for the Horde, I was hoping they would also say for the Alliance at the end. Well, let's see. So yeah, he goes bananas right here. And what's significant is he actually attacks Anduin. Oh, is that Zappy Boy? And then you get a Minotaur tearing people up. And then really great establishing shot there from the top. It brings us back out to show what's happening on a large scale. The Horde is rallying, you know? And then right here, Sorfang hits Anduin. Humongous hit. Dude, this part is like, I love it. There's something primal about it. How he just, it's a very young man scene, because he's not fighting like a king right there. He's fighting like a young man, you know, who's just like overcome with rage. That's when he starts to see Gen in trouble, right? It's like the screams for me. It's the screams of a young man. You know, it's not like a kingly. It's just like unhinged. And then of course, the dust clears and look at him. He's, you know, he's crazed. He's struggling. That's what I like. Yeah, he sees his troops in trouble and they need healing, right? Yeah, beautiful. And there's the music build-up is so well done here. It's also really cool because the idea right there of being in the midst of a battle where you have to destroy people is, you know, sort of sheathing one's sword as he does here. And then saying like, I need to heal my people. I need to save my people, not kill the enemy. That is a true king, right? Isn't it? That's a true king. He's going to protect his people as a priority, not destroy the enemy. Yeah. And then there's just this huge explosion of light. And that shot, man, that's the shot. It's almost like he can't believe he's doing this. You know what I mean? He can't believe he's doing this. And there's that little, look at this, man. Just shout outs at the team. There's that little look he gives of almost like he's gonna cry, disbelief, you know? And then he smiles. He's like, I am worthy. I am worthy to be king. You know, they have their faith in me, that's right. It's beautiful, man. It's really emotional. And the whole people just get healed by this. Like, what? Somebody said Brad Pitt. Yeah, he looks like Brad Pitt, doesn't he? These are healing mains on a Tuesday. And it's just an awesome image. But what I like about it is, it's not just like, oh, really cool. It's showing the contrast, right? Look at the contrast between Anduin and Sylvanas. Banshee scream of death, literally killing people by like flying through them with dark energy and stuff, and then cries out for the horde. But it's like for the horde as in like destroy our enemies right now. This is this blinding healing light. He's put down his weapon, you know, to save his troops and make that his priority. But it's really cool because we see the two leaders. The one who's struggling, she's like, I'm gonna blow up the siege tower to rally my troops and inspire them. And he is like, I'm gonna save my fallen troops. So it's so cool. And it shows, you know, both the Alliance and the Horde have their differences, but it's really showing that they both have their like heroic moments and kind of attractiveness in different ways.
Stand as one
Yeah.
for the Alliance!
I love it. And then that smile right there. I want to talk about this smile. It's just so good. It's just so good. How he like he's starting to believe in himself a little bit. And the helmet was off. When it first comes off, you see a scared child. And now you see someone who's really coming into himself. And he's really kind of starting to believe in himself, which I love. Now this next shot might be my favorite though. I love it. I love it. Sylvanas gets a little smirk right there. Now, of course, we talked about it, right? We talked about the Horde culture. They love a good fight, right? They love an honorable fight. So they want a strong opponent. They don't want to walk over some weakling. They wouldn't be interested. So what I love about this is two reasons. On the first layer, it's like, okay, this is awesome. Yeah, it's on. Exactly. Somebody said in the chat. Rodri Lopez says, it's on. But the second reason to me is beyond this sort of mutual respect is I like to think, again, might be a stretch, I like to think that she who did respect Varian, I like to believe that she respected Varian. I would also like to believe this is her saying, your dad will be proud, kid. Like, he's a true king now. Like, that's an opponent I want to fight, a true king. I don't want to fight a scared kid who doesn't know how to lead his troops. This is awesome, right? That's what I want to see. And I'd like to think that she's, I'd like to think that she is proud of him and in a weird way, you know? I don't know. Because I'm sure she felt some guilt for what happened to his dad. Again, they're not best friends, but they did fight together. Yeah, what's going on with Zappy Boy over here? Somebody said he's raving? He's dancing? I want to see that again. What's he doing? Sourfang's it. He's raving, man. Yeah, a worthy opponent. Thank you, Akariat, for those emails. Yeah, come on, let's see everybody's Horde or Alliance emails. I love that. That is, I think, for me, the most satisfying. Also, you know, on a more basic level, it's like good sportsmanship in a weird way, you know. Thank you, Aaliyah, for those. Yeah, here we go. And then, of course, we have this great shot. It literally feels like you are running on the battlefield. This is an awesome, awesome image. And we go up and we just see beasts going at it. These are absolute beasts. It's so good, man. It's so good. Like, there's so much I could say about it, but so what I'll say for the edited YouTube video is, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on the recording, if you enjoyed our time together, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hop in our Discord if you want to become a part of the conversation with the community. It's very, very fun. There's a lot of good stuff going on there, and of course, check out memberships if you want to support the channel and get some awesome perks. I'll talk to you guys soon.